Good morning, everybody. Josh Lawn Landscape. Welcome back. It's been a couple of days since I posted anything, but got some footage I might put together for a video. But I wanted to do just a little short video. Try not to get into rambling too much, but just want to talk a little bit about starting your business up, doing advertising, things like that, how to build up, I guess, some clientele and things like that. Nothing extravagant. I'm no expert. This is just my thoughts, my opinion as to what works to a degree. It might not be the fastest process, which I guess that all depends on what you want your business to be. Do you want 20 customers that you can do on the last couple days of the week, and maybe on the weekend or something as kind of side work, or are you trying to go full time, make a living off of it as far as it being your main source to where you want to get 60, 80, 100 clients depending on your area and things of that nature. So, first and foremost, if you're getting into the lawn care, landscaping type business, it's a no-brainer that you've got to be willing to put in the work and do the work. It's not always a cakewalk. Very seldomly, you've got to put the time in, whether it's doing the work itself out on the lawns and putting in that time, or whether it's maintaining your equipment, your vehicles and things of that nature. It's a lot that goes into it. Some people don't understand that, I guess, when they start, and then they get into it and they start having issues and things that maybe they didn't think about, as far as equipment breakdowns or issues with their clients, or all the little things that go into it. It's not just jumping on the mower, running around the yard, cutting it down, and leaving. It's not that simple. So a lot of people know that, but there's a lot of people that don't, like I say, and it gets to them. So say, number one, be willing to put in the work, whether it's at the locations where you're doing the work, or your maintenance and upkeep on your equipment, and that even goes into advertising. I had a gentleman the other day post a comment on one of my videos that said he was, I think, a young man, actually. I think he said he was 16 or 18 years old, and he had around 20 smaller lawns, I believe it was, and wanted to know about possibly advertising to get more clients. So, I posted a comment on there, and I said that's a lot to go into as far as advertising to build your business. But I think the first thing you have to do is you have to be able to turn in good work, and by that, what I'm trying to get at is say is, you are your best advertising tool. You yourself. If you're going out and putting in good work, doing a good job, quality work, people take notice of it. And I think first and foremost is you have to be able to do that. You have to be able to, again, that's putting in the work. So as far as I guess the second part of it is going to be, or a second thing to talk about, is advertising, as I'm starting to ramble a little bit. Sorry. So obviously you are your best advertising tool. You are the one that's out there in a lot of cases with the smaller guys. You're the one that's out there on a day-to-day basis with the customers. You're the one that's out there being seen on these lawns, and there's a lot of other things that help, but your work can speak for itself. And I can testify to that. I've gotten yards since the middle of last season and early this season, and had people stop because they drive by and they see the work that's turned in. They see the quality, and that's, you know, what I've been told by a couple of my new clients. And so, and even after that, they continue to tell me that they, you know, they've had other people that maybe have wanted to do the work just a little bit cheaper, but they don't want to sacrifice the quality of work that they know they're getting to save $10 on something that they don't know what they're going to get as far as the end product. So again, do good work, obviously, and other things you can do in advertising, obviously, business cards. You can do shirts. You can do hats. You know, things like that. And shirts, the shirts and the hats are good for when you're out doing the work. People can see your company name or your name, whatever your information, and, you know, or you can do truck signs and things. I don't have any truck magnets. You don't have to do decals, but signs, like I said, the business cards. You know, I've gotten a good bit of business from just dropping cards in some local gas stations or a restaurant in certain places where they'll let you do it. So, you know, business cards. You can do things like door hangers. I think Ben from Acme Mowing and Lawn Care, acmemowing.com. That's a little plug for you, Ben. KH and them out there, and they do the EDDM cards, the bigger advertising cards and things like that. So there's a ton of different things you can do for advertising. Obviously, social media, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, so all of that stuff. So, and again, that goes back to a degree, I think, is how big do you want your company to be? You know, do you want to do local advertising with business cards and maybe truck signs, and then kind of let it go to what it is? Or do you want to shoot for the 100 clients or 80 clients and it be a full-on business for you? So advertising is a big one. Obviously, being willing to do the work. Sorry, there I got my camera in position. So, you know, things like that. And then obviously you have to have the equipment to do it. So, and it doesn't mean that you have to go out at, you know, 16, 17, 18 years old, if that's when you're getting started up, or even if you're 25 and starting up. You don't necessarily have to go out and buy the $10,000 or $12,000 lawnmower, the $600-700 backpack blowers, the $500, $400 or $500 trimmers and edgers, and the, you know, $5,000 trailer. You don't have to have all of that to get started. I mean, I got started with a 5x10 single axle trailer that actually was my father-in-law's trailer. I was using at the time we had a Tahoe. It was our family vehicle, but I used it to pull around my lawnmower, and I had a 42-inch John Deere riding mower. So that's how I got started, with a couple of small lawns, and you know, I've progressed from there. So I still don't have a ton of customers, but I've got good clientele. I've got you know, good income from it for what I do. Again, it's side work for me specifically. So, you know, and I had a handheld, just a hand blower, and a weed eater that was, you know, probably 6 to 10 years old to start with. So, you know, I didn't start out with a commercial zero turn and a steel professional grade trimmer and backpack blower. So, you know, there again, that goes back to being willing to do the work. You know, take what you've got. You know, maybe you do have to go buy a mower, but you don't have to go spend, like I say, $10,000 or $12,000 on it. You can spend $1,000 or $1,500 on a smaller mower if need be, or go start with a push mower. Plenty of people have started with a push mower and a weed eater, and go out there and make that name. That name is a big one. Something that my dad, a couple things always told me, and I've commented on this. I don't know if I've said it in any of my videos before, but going back to you being your best advertising tool is, you go out there and create the name for yourself and turn into good work, and people see that, and you do a good job, charge a fair price for the work that you do. And sorry y'all, the road's kind of bumpy, but do a good job, charge a fair price, and you may get some people, they're going to get complaints on, well, why, $50 seems like a little much for a lawn, and but if they really want it done, they're willing to do it. And then when they see the work that you turn in, you do a good job, it kind of puts them at ease. And I think that goes a long way. You do a good job and charge a fair price, you'll get some complaints, but 9 out of 10 times, maybe, but then those 9 out of 10 people are still going to call you back because they know what they're getting. And once they see it and they realize a lot of times how good a job that you do, it makes it worthwhile. They know they're getting their money's worth when you're turning in good quality work. So and then again, when you're building that name up, one thing just to remember and keep in mind is, a good name is going to follow you wherever you go. And so put that good name out there. Go put in the good work, do a good job. Do the little things, the little details, the edge and the trimming, blowing everything off, the little stuff. I'm not saying throw a bunch of extras in there and try to butter people up, but do a good job. But pay attention to the details. Create that good name for you, because again, that good name is going to follow you wherever you go. But a bad name can beat you before you even get there. So you can do a good job for somebody, and they might tell 1, 2, 3 people, but I can pretty much guarantee you that if you do a bad job for somebody, they're more than likely going to be telling 10, 15 people. So the word's going to get around that, hey, don't let this guy come do your lawn. He doesn't trim out everything, he doesn't blow stuff off, things like that. They'll tell more people. They'll tell more people if you turn in a bad work and don't do a good job, and they feel like they got cheated or ripped off, than if you do a good job. And they're still going to tell people that if you do a good job. I'm not saying they won't, but more than likely the bad news is going to spread a little quicker. So be willing to do the work. Lay out some advertising, based on what you want your company to be. Get you some equipment. Like I say, it doesn't have to all be brand new, super expensive equipment. You can build up to that. You might start with 5 or 10 clients and or a handful of yards, and then over a year or two or a couple of seasons, you can build it up. And then once you get more clients, then you can get, you can upgrade your equipment. You can go to a commercial zero turn or some new, you might have a Boland's or a Poulan Pro or something, trimmer or something, or push mower, and you can upgrade to a Honda push mower or a Toro push mower and a Steel or Echo weed eater. So those are just my thoughts. I'm trying not to ramble too much. I hope that maybe some good advice comes out of this video, and somebody takes some of this advice and it's helpful for them. It's just some things that have helped me Again, and I'm not a huge company. I don't have a bunch of employees. I don't have 100 clients. You know, I've got about 25 clients, and my brother-in-law helps me part-time. So it's not a huge business or anything like that. I've got good clientele. It's not 25 small yards. I do have some big properties, but what I've got, you know, a lot of the things that I've kind of discussed in this and rambled about has been the reason why I'm where I'm at. And, you know, I've got clients that I've had for, you know, the 9 years that I've really been doing it. So I've been doing lawn and landscape work on and off longer than that, but I've been into it solid, I guess you'd say, on the side for going into 9 years now. So hopefully something in this video is helpful and something that you can take and help with your business. And I'll try to get this posted up a little later, and hopefully y'all will take something from it. And be sure to check out some of the other channels on YouTube. Some of the other ones talk about their advertising and look at the things that they do, and maybe a lot of them have posted a video about their story and how they got started. And I want to make sure before I wrap this up that I give a shout out to all my subscribers, all my new subscribers, everybody that's taking time to watch the channel. I'm getting close to 100 subs. It's not a huge number for a lot of people, but you know, for a little side hustle guy that started about 9 or so months, less than a year ago, really towards the end of the season, I just appreciate it. That's mainly the big thing. I just want to tell everybody that I appreciate it. Anytime you take the time to watch one of my videos, thank you. I'm blessed to have the equipment, the clientele that I have, and everything. So y'all take care out there. I'm gonna wrap this one up. I'm about to get to one of my first yards for today. Don't know if I'll do any other footage, maybe for a video later, but y'all take care out there. Be safe. Best of luck to everybody in 2020 and beyond. And hope that everything works out for those of you who may be trying to start up this year. And we'll catch up with you on the next one. Again, thank you, and God bless.